So that knowing has always been there.
It's always been there from probably age 5 and onward. And as I'm going through middle school, high school, going through mental battles at times, depression at times, nobody would know that. You know, I was very joyful. I was what you would call like a popular kid in the school, but I was in torment in my mind. I was like going through intense depression. Like only Jesus knew about it. That's it, you know. Even my parents didn't understand it sometimes. My brother didn't understand it sometimes. None of my friends understood it. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh,
you know, so I'm going through and I'm like tormenting my mind, and then I thought maybe I should become a doctor. And then I got by God's grace, got a scholarship to a college there in North Carolina. So I took 2 years of pre-pharmacy, and my heart really wasn't in pharmacy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you went that far?
I did.
Wow.
So I thought maybe a 6-year doctorate in pharmacy would be good because I would be making good money. It was the shortest doctorate degree that I could find.
Yeah.
But my heart really wasn't in that. So a friend and I, when I was 21 years old, we decided to move down to Florida and live it up. You know, I was 21 years old, had a nice car, had a nice street bike, lived close to the beach, had a good job.
But out of Florida, by the way?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, okay.
Yeah, a really good place, and had made some good friends there too. But deep in my heart, I was not satisfied with my life at all, Emmanuel. Like I knew there had to be more to my life than this. And I was driving to work one day. I lived closer to the beaches. I worked more inland, and so I'm driving to work one day, and I work out almost every day. I'm extremely healthy, and I still work out every day by God's grace.
Absolutely.
And stay in good shape.
I know that.
And when I was driving to work, I can hardly breathe. I thought something's wrong with me.
Wow.
So I went to the doctor, and they said, Tyler, you're fine. And around that time, I lost all my desire for like everything in the world. The going out, the party scene, wrong relationships, lost my desire for everything.
Wow.
All I wanted to do was talk to Jesus, read the Bible, pray. I had no clue what happened to me. My friends had no clue what happened to me. I didn't know what to do. So I started listening to Dr. Charles Stanley, Dr. David Jeremiah, reading the Bible, spending time in prayer. So I contacted a boyhood pastor I had by the name of Tony. And I said, Pastor Tony, I feel like God's calling me to preach, but I have no clue what to do.
You've always known Pastor Tony?
From a young age, about 5-6 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, he pastored at the small little church, Crossroads Baptist Church in North Carolina, little Southern Baptist church. Beautiful family. I mean, I love that church even today.
Gotcha.
The current Pastor Eddie, is a wonderful man too. But I contacted Pastor Tony, and I said, Pastor Tony, I don't know what to do. You know, he said, and he told me something that was very discouraging at the time. He said, Tyler, if you can be happy doing anything else in the world other than preaching, then don't go into preaching. If you can be happy doing anything else. And I didn't understand it at the time, but now I understand why he said that. Because I could not be happy doing anything else in the world.
Yes.
So long story short, I knew Florida wasn't the place for me.
So why do you say that the advice then maybe wasn't good? Why do you?
I thought he was gonna say, that's great.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna say, come on, that's amazing, Tyler. You're gonna be an amazing preacher. You know, let me tell you exactly ABC what to do.
Yeah, he wanted you to be certain.
But he was going deeper.
Deeper, yes.
You know, and he wanted that I would be certain that God has called me to do this.
Absolutely.
And my brother had taken a job from North Carolina to Tennessee. Yeah. So I personally don't like going back to where I've been. It makes me feel like I'm taking a step backwards. So I didn't want to go back to North Carolina. And my brother had taken a job in Tennessee, around Knoxville, Tennessee. So I've always had a really good relationship with my brother anyways. I have a wonderful brother. He has a beautiful family too, lovely wife, 2 little boys. And so I knew that Florida wasn't the place for me, and I didn't want to go to North Carolina, so I started living with my brother in Tennessee. And I had taken all the exam and studied to become a personal trainer when I was in Florida. So I was an A certified personal trainer when I was in Florida, moved to Tennessee, got out of that industry. I sold a nice car, sold a street bike, a really nice street bike, sold almost everything I had, bought a little S10 Chevrolet pickup truck, drove everything that I owned almost to Tennessee, and moved in with my brother.